Hey, and good day. Welcome to day 3 of daily meditation for job seekers. So, today we're going to continue on the see, hear, feel technique, but we're just going to concentrate on the field of hear. So, yesterday we did everything that we could see in our visual field and then everything we could see in our mind's eye. And today we're just going to pay attention to everything that we can hear in the room around us and what we can hear in our talk space, in our inner talk space. So I'm actually going to take these headphones off because I want to be able to hear. So come into a comfortable seated position. Lengthen up your spine. Lengthen your neck. Relax the muscles in your forehead. And relax your jaw. And I invite you to close your eyes. So to begin, we're just going to pay attention to the sounds in the space around you. So it might be in the room you're in, or maybe you're hearing things from outside. What do you hear in the space around you right now? And when your attention is pulled to a certain object, like my attention is being pulled to the clacking sound of my dog's feet, note it, which means you just put your attention on it for a couple seconds and label it here. And then if you get interested in another sound, pay attention to that sound, note it, which means just pay attention to it, and then label that here. If there are no sounds in the room you're in or in the space you're in, you can label that rest. I'm going to try for 30 seconds, noting, so paying attention, and then labeling when you hear a sound. You can say your label out loud, so in a really steady voice, like here, here, here. Or you might choose to just say it quietly in the same kind of tone, but inside your head. So begin paying attention to the sounds in the room you're in, noting it and labeling it here. Beautiful. Now you might have found that maybe there was two sounds happening at once. So I have my dog whining for cat food in the next room. And then I also hear these guys who are building a house near me, their music. So for a while, I pay attention to my dog, and I'm simply just paying attention to his whining, labeling it here. Then I'm pulled away to another sound, the construction guy's music, label that here, and I go back to my dog. Not judging it, just allowing my attention to go where it's interested. It's noting and then labeling. Let's do it again. Paying attention to all the sounds in the space around you. When your attention's drawn to one, labeling it here. If there are no sounds, you're simply going to label it rest and appreciate that you have no sounds. Beautiful. Now we're going to bring our attention closer. So we're just going to pay attention to anything that we hear in our inner talk space. Our inner talk space often is the space between our ears and our head. So we're going to pay attention to any sounds that we hear there. It's often where you might say things to yourself or replay past criticisms or past praise. So, with our eyes closed, paying attention to if there is any talk going on in that space. If there is, note it and label it here. If there's nothing of that, you're just going to label it rest and begin. And if you get distracted by either thoughts or other sounds, just remind yourself you're paying attention to sounds in the talk space, noting them and labeling them. You're not trying to block out any other sounds or feelings. You're just putting it in the background and you're putting most of your attention on if there's activity, noticing if there's activity in the talk space and labeling it here when you notice it. And we're only noticing that there's activity. We're not being drawn into listening to whatever we're telling ourselves or whatever we're hearing. It's almost like it's a parade of sounds, but you're watching, you're not joining, you're just watching it go by, noting that there's activity and labeling it here. Beautiful. Take a moment just to be aware of how great you are at listening right now. Open your eyes, and that's our meditation for today. You are welcome to come back to this one or keep, if the rest of the week you just want to pay attention to sounds in the room and sounds in the talk space. It's a great meditation. I love this one, especially for job seekers, because so often job seekers are, you're running through your mind things that you wish you had said or regrets that you might have had or things that people have said to you, kind of ruminating on that. Or alternatively, you're spending so much time thinking about what you're going to do next, planning your next step, and just planning, doing that you're never really being. And the issue comes with when you are constantly in your head, you become less aware with all the things that are going on around you, including some of the things that might be enjoyable and that might ease your suffering in job search. It comes in really handy to be present and be able to concentrate, especially when you get into like a job interview. So every time you do an exercise like this, you're building your concentration skills so you can focus on what you want to focus on when you want to focus on it. You're building your sensory clarity so you're aware of what you hear and what is going on around you and how your body is feeling in that. and you can start to see some emotions or some self-talk for what they are and not get emotionally reactive to them. And you also learn how to have equanimity, which is just to sit. And I didn't love that my dog was whining in the background, but I sat with it. And so practicing that skill of I may not have all that I need right now, but I'm okay. I can always just come back to being aware in this moment. Hope that was enjoyable for you. I'll see you tomorrow morning where we're just going to focus on the aspects of feel in the physical body and emotionally. Thanks for joining me today.